I'm Chief Dave Snowden of the Beverly Hills Police Department. Joining me today in the city's cable TV studio is Mr. Charles Belk. Mr. Belk and I are here today to talk about how we are working together to turn an unfortunate situation into something positive for law enforcement and for law-abiding citizens. On August 22nd of this year, a bank robbery occurred at the City Bank on Wilshire Boulevard. A call to the police described two suspects, a woman who performed the actual robbery and a man who provided a distraction. About 7 minutes later, our officers arrested the female suspect, who was also wanted by the FBI and the LAPD in connection with a series of bank robberies over the past 2 years. A few minutes after that, officers arrested Mr. Belk, who was walking in the vicinity of the bank. The witness to the robbery identified Mr. Belk as the man who provided the distraction. Mr. Belk remained in custody for 6 hours until a review of the bank surveillance video proved him to not be the suspect. The city has apologized to Mr. Belk for the length of this detention and for mistakes that were made during his detention. Our department has conducted an internal review of the events surrounding Mr. Belk's arrest and identified areas that could and should have been handled differently. In the future, officers will do their best to conduct a prompt analysis of any evidence that could exonerate a suspect, such as alibis and review of any videos. In addition, any person in custody will be allowed to make their phone calls in a timely manner. A written summary of the results of our internal review are available on our webpage at beverlyhills.org/BHPD. Mr. Belk's arrest record has been expunged, and Mr. Belk will be able to legally state that he has never been arrested as a result of the August 22nd incident for any and all circumstances, including any permits, applications, or employment which he may pursue. Finally, Mr. Belk, along with anyone else, is always welcome at any time in the city of Beverly Hills.
Thank you, Chief Snowden. So look, I will never get those 6 hours back, but I want to honestly say that the arrest has become a blessing in disguise, and I fully accept the apology from the chief and the city. I truly do understand that law enforcement officers have a really tough job to do, and I get the basis for why I was initially stopped. I look forward to working with the city to address the issues that followed, though, from that stop. I mentioned a blessing in disguise because from that arrest, we are able to work towards making some real progress and potentially bringing about several positive outcomes, such as I will work with the city and the Beverly Hills Police Department to produce a training video based on the lessons learned from my experience. The video will be made available free of charge to any interested law enforcement agency. I'll also make several personal appearances at the request of the city, including speaking to the Beverly Hills Police Department personnel during roll call of all shifts to describe the perspectives of an innocent man who has been detained in order to help further sensitize law enforcement to the impacts that their actions can have. One of those impacts, for example, is the fact that an arrest record remains until that innocent person takes steps to get it erased. For the last 10 weeks, myself and Team Auto Erase have been working on the #Auto Erase campaign, which has been a nationwide effort to raise awareness about this and also seek administrative and legislative changes so that arrest records of innocent individuals are automatically erased. All in all, the incident has allowed me to become a voice for the voiceless in a sense. But we all know that yesterday's news is, well, yesterday's news. Although not directed at the city of Beverly Hills, to help continue to give a voice to those that can't always speak for themselves, I've launched a second initiative, a new nonprofit fitting the description, which will help build awareness of and assistance to those who are wrongfully detained or arrested. So truly a blessing in disguise. I look forward to all the good that will continue to come from this, and I am pleased to continue to visit the city of Beverly Hills.
Thank you, Mr. Belk. Enjoyed you being here today, and I know we're going to do a lot of good things together.
Thank you, Chief.